Your friends, your family, your neighbors, your uncles and aunts, your cousins, your mailman, everybody is going to have an opinion on what they think you ought to do. And nobody is going to know as best as you can. They're not you. They don't genuinely understand what authentically speaks to your heart and soul or doesn't speak to your heart and soul. Nobody can know what the best path forward is for you but you. Only you can actually truly know what feels best. And like I said, everyone is going to have an opinion. And most of the time, their intentions are so good. I'm not saying that these people who are trying to tell you what to do don't care about you, they don't love you. I'm sure they do. They maybe love you to death. They really care about you. They want the best for you. Oftentimes, the intentions are so pure. They're really good. They have maybe more life experience than you, and they're telling you, oh, don't make the same mistake I did. Or maybe they're saying, it really worked out for me. You should do the same thing. And you know, that's partially valid. Life experience goes a long way. But at the end of the day, they can't know what is best for you because you're unique. You are your own person with your own interests, your own desires, your own hobbies and passions. And you can know better than anyone else what feels best for you and what doesn't feel best. Even if you are confused and you aren't sure what the best way forward is, you and you alone still have the best tools to be able to determine that. And the tool in this case is your own self-reflection and internal experience. Only you can go and try discipline X, discipline Y, discipline Z, and say, I really liked Y and Z, I didn't like X. Let's focus on Y and Z a little more and see what I like better out of Y and Z. Only you can self-reflect on, the path forward for this discipline suits me in ways 1, 2, and 3, whereas the path forward for the other one has its own pros and cons relative to who you are as a person. So even if you are confused, you don't know the way forward, don't leave the ball in someone else's court. It's your ball. Only you can dribble it. Only you can shoot it. Giving the wheel of your life to someone else is something that so many people subconsciously do. And we can't help it because we are so susceptible to influence from people in our lives, such as friends, family, loved ones of all kinds. Not only are we susceptible to influence from them, but we're also susceptible to seeking their approval and validation. And you shouldn't be taking any action simply for seeking approval or validation, especially when it's something that is as meaningful as your path forward in life. You are your best guide because only you can truly know. And the people that are going to try and tell you what to do, oftentimes it is grounded in fear. Oh, this is a really stable career path. Are you sure you want to take a chance on that business? You probably shouldn't do that. That's entirely based in fear. You can also say it's based in a desire for security, but really it's based in a fear of insecurity. So I think that's a very valuable tool for discernment, is understand when someone is just sort of projecting what they think is best for you versus when they are inviting you to ask yourself the valuable questions to determine what's best for yourself, which is really the only viable option that you have. Nobody can tell you what is ultimately best for you. They can give a pretty educated guess in certain contexts, sure, but with something like, what do I want to do with my life? Or I don't like my career, I want to change it. What should I get into? That's not a question anyone else can answer but yourself. If you want to make a big move, if you want to take a big chance, don't let anyone discourage you. Now, hey, maybe somebody sees an opportunity for you to minimize risk. Like, hey, before you quit that job, maybe give it another few months, save up some money so that you're not drowning in potential bills, while you build up your business. Okay, perhaps that's something worth contemplating. Maybe that's a pretty good idea, actually. But see how it doesn't involve derailing your entire plan? It doesn't involve attempting to discourage you from doing what you want or walking away from something that you don't want. If you want to walk away from something that you don't want, make sure you know that you don't want it and walk away. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Only you can know, guys. I immediately think of when I dropped out of school. That worked out very well for me. Everybody told me don't do it. But I'm so happy I did. I'm so happy I trusted my gut and chose to walk the path that I did, and it has worked out wonderfully. The wisest amongst the people who I spoke to about my decision told me, hey, you know ultimately in your heart what the best move is for you. People question that I train jiu-jitsu, that I train a combat sport. You know, I broke my wrist. Oh, when you're older, you're really gonna feel it. Yeah, the hell with when I'm older. Now I feel it. You think I don't know that training grappling, having people try to strangle you and lock your elbows and your shoulders and your ankles 5 days a week, you think I don't know that that's gonna put miles on my body? It's funny when people try to project what they think you ought to do for your life. Sure, jiu-jitsu's not for everyone. I'm not telling you to train, but don't sit here and try to tell me, oh, you're gonna regret it. I know in my heart and soul that even if it cripples me, there's no regrets. I've had periods where I couldn't turn my head for 2 weeks. I couldn't work. I couldn't exercise. I've had a broken rib. I've been in a cast for 6 weeks. Couldn't use my left hand for pretty well close to 3 months. And there's no regrets. I plan on using this vehicle that I've been given to its fullest. And when I get to the end of the race here, when I get to the end of the race that we call life, I want to have a tire falling off, a broken windshield, one of the doors missing. I don't want to drive a brand new car to the end of the road. When I get to the end of the road, I want to know that I got to use the car to its fullest. I want to squeeze every last drop of toothpaste out of that tube before I have to throw it away. That's a personal thing. I know in my heart and soul that's what feels best for me. I'm not saying that you ought to live that way, but I know that that's what feels best for me. But people try to tell me otherwise. Oh, you're going to regret it. Oh, you should stop. Oh, this and that. This is just one example. Don't let anyone discourage you guys. And I think to myself, man, if I was less sure of myself, if I was less grounded in what I know I want, I might let that get to me. And that would be such a shame. Because grappling is something that is a huge part of my life, and it speaks to my heart, speaks to my soul, and I love it. And imagine if I let people discourage me from it. Don't let anyone discourage you from what you know is best for you guys. And only you and you alone can fully, truly know. Please remember that. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. Down in the description, I have 2 links for you. One of them is for a free life audit workbook. It's a great place to reflect on what it is that you want out of each area of your life. You can set goals and then you can track them and you can return and see how you're doing with those goals that you've set. If you're on pace to achieve them, or perhaps you need to make some changes to be on pace, it's a great resource. I do a life audit quarterly, and that workbook is pretty well exactly how I do it. So you can go ahead and grab yours, my gift from me to you. And there's also a booking link for a free coaching call with me in the description down below as well. So if you want to have a free coaching call, go ahead and book your call using that link. That's it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.